How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to Down to Earth with me, Kristian Harloff. Thanks for being here today, and thanks for everybody who's been here over the last week. We've had a really great conversation with all of you, people who've just finding the channel and being part of the conversation. So if you're brand new, hit that subscribe button and continue this conversation here. Now, if you have been following for a little bit, you know that I've been trying to talk about this hearing, the next hearing, the real hearing, not this silly hearing that's happening with Gillibrand, whenever that's happening, about the new Arrow person. That thing's irrelevant. Who cares about that thing? The real hearing, you hope, is this one that they're going to be having, that they said potentially is going to be in November. Tim Burchett, Luna, Moskowitz, all of the people who were a part of the last one running this one. The name Nancy Mace has been thrown out there as the person who's going to be leading it, who's going to be running it. Well, Matt Laslo, who it looks like is going to be on UAP Tuesday this week, hopefully, we'll see. He is getting all the interviews, and he's really putting the pressure down when it comes to this. Well, he talked to Nancy Mace, and here is the actual interview of what she says. And it's pretty interesting, her comments. Take a listen.
Look at this young lady. Miserable. Cover Congress.
But you have fun doing it.
Oh, I do. 18 years having a blast. Would you get any clue of who the witnesses might be?
Oh, I know we're working through a list right now. We won't put that out for a little bit of time, but I had us push back the hearing because I wanted a particular witness who's a veteran.
Push back to November 13th.
Yeah. So we can get it with.
You're still waiting.
It was the most violent person going up, quite frankly. So, anyway, I pushed the hearing back because
So Luna's been
I
telling
wanted to
me.
get this guy, I wanted to get this individual in and make the dates before him.
So Luna's been telling me the past couple months that she wanted it focused on USOs. Is that you're kind of in control now?
I mean, yeah, well, on background, but everyone gets to have input. So I met with Burchett, I met with Luna to get their input, and they wanted this guy. I think it's an admiral that does USO stuff. More than happy, but the witnesses will be different.
Yeah.
And they'll bring different information to the table.
So the one that you're trying to get is different from the one that they want to bring?
It's actually a guy that will talk about USOs, because we haven't talked about USOs.
Yeah.
But also I wanted to have a military vet.
Yeah.
I think it's important to have more than just academics.
Yeah.
I need people who's maybe seen some shit.
Yeah.
And can tell us stuff. So like I don't want to do just, I want people who've actually seen and heard and read.
Yeah.
Like it's just important. So I moved the dates back.
Yeah.
And we're working through who the other witnesses are going to be. We don't have
So yeah, you guys are still working through it. So we don't have a direction of the
It'll
hearing
be a
yet?
variety. It'll be a variety. But I really want to
Grab bag.
I want to really want to get someone who was formally in uniform.
Yeah. Rightfully so.
It's important that the issue is taken seriously.
It was interesting. Senator Kelly, I'm a total skeptic on the issue, but he's like, I have to listen to the pilots. Yeah.
We'll get there eventually.
Right.
This is just the start, right?
I'll be watching.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I don't think enough credit is given to Matt Laslo. I mean, he really is like the main source for people like us who are getting the insight to the people that are, that are doing these hearings and what they're actually thinking. No one else is asking these questions. He's the only one asking these questions. So thank God for Laslo and that he's doing it. So there is some stuff that Nancy Mace says that I think she's aware that this is a popular topic and that people are wanting some stuff to come out of this. So she's taking it serious. I don't know how much she believes in. I think a point that Attack Peter made the other day when he was talking about Rubio, that I do think sometimes it's telling when it's like certain things that people don't like. I don't know how. Look, I'm glad she's running it. I'm glad that she said the things she said, where she said, I want people who have actually seen some shit. I want some people who know some stuff. I want to get military people. I want it to have validity behind it. That's what you want to hear. So that's all the stuff that's great. The stuff that I go, what Attack Peter mentioned last week is when, with Rubio, where he mentioned something to me and he didn't know certain names. When she's like, oh, they said they want some admiral that's seen USO stuff. She's talking about Tim Gallaudet. I mean, if I know the name Tim Gallaudet, she should know it. She should mention the name Tim Gallaudet. It's some guy that they want. Learn who it is. It's Tim Gallaudet. It's a former Rear Admiral who has like 300 emails about UFOs, and this thing is a very credible witness. You should know that name. If someone asks you about this, you should have it right away. Yeah, Tim Gallaudet, former Rear Admiral. We'll be speaking with him, and we want some other people as well. But you should know his name. Some admiral. They want some admiral, some who has USO knowledge. Know the name. But I do like, and she's right, where you need someone on this thing who has seen some stuff and that can tell you and blow your mind going, okay, there's no turning back from what this person just said. This is a person under oath, military leader who has just said that they worked on this, they saw this, they touched that. That's what you need. And that's what she's saying. So if the witnesses do turn out to be, well, we heard a few people who said it's possible that this is a thing and they told us about it and we believe them because can't do that anymore. You can't. Like the idea that they pushed it back to November 13th. Now, whether it's true or not, I never trust what politicians say, but she says November 13th is when they pushed it back because they wanted more witnesses. They wanted to make sure that everything, that they got the right people. And if that is indeed the case, then good. Make everything fall into place and have the right people and push it back to get your solid lineup. I do have more hope for this one, obviously, than I do the other one. What I hope is that the first one, the one that Gillibrand is running, isn't such a sham that people are like, oh, they're doing it. Because that could happen with the public, is that they think that this is a one that's real serious, and then you have Arrow, whoever going, we haven't seen anything, there's nothing here. This is all cockamamie stuff. Oh, we don't know what's happening, like they do, them and NASA all the time. We don't know. What are they talking about? I don't know. And they do that, and you get enough public, and then you start to get enough coverage on that. By the time this thing rolls around, they're going to go, oh, they're doing that again. They just did something. NASA said they didn't find anything. So it seems kind of like this back and forth thing happening. But this is the one, November 13th, it looks like. I'll be watching. I'll probably do, if it is televised, which I'm sure it will be, I'll probably do a live watch along. Peter and I have already talked about potentially doing that together, watching that and seeing what is said, if anything at all. So I'm so curious to hear what you guys think. Do you think because the people who are running this are essentially saying what we're all saying, that you got to find somebody who has seen the shit, who's been part of it? And she's saying that now. Now, is she listening to what people like us are saying? And she's like, okay, it's time. You can't just kind of mess around. Look, Burchett has also been saying the same thing. He knows you can't do a hearing that is and as impactful as the first one was. It's got to be 10 times that. It's like when you do a movie, in the first movie you make it for $40 million and it makes a lot of money. Then the next one, think of like Terminator 1. Then Terminator 2 costs double that, and it's bigger and grander in scale. It's got to be the same thing here. It's got to be the same thing. You got to go bigger and grander in scale on this hearing in order for it to keep continuing. What do you guys think? Put your comments in there. Tell me what you think of these comments. And because of the comments, do you feel like, Nancy Mace is the one who should be running this thing? It does seem like she's taking it serious. It does seem like when she's going to be the lead chair, that whoever she gets and the witnesses, she's going to be pressing them and trying to get some information. Is it one of these situations also where Nancy Mace is brought into this to run it and maybe is not necessarily a believer? It doesn't seem like someone who's poo-pooing it, but seems like, okay, maybe I'm not much of a believer. And then the next thing you know, she hears all this stuff, and then she changes her opinion dramatically. I'm wondering what all you guys think. So put your comments in there. Tell me. Thank you so much for being here. As always, hope you have a great weekend. Throw your comments in there. Click that like button. Hit the subscribe button, please. We're trying to get to 50,000 by the end of the year. It's a goal, and we hope that we can do it to further the conversation so more people see this type of stuff. Great comment. See you later. Bye-bye. And that's it. This episode of Down to Earth with Kristian Harloff is sponsored by BetterHelp. Let me ask you, what are your self-care non-negotiables? What is it, that you never skip a leg day or therapy day? Because when your schedule is packed with kids' activities, big work projects, and more, it's easy to let your priorities slip. Because even when we know what makes us happy, it is hard to make time for it. But When you feel like you have no time for yourself, non-negotiables like therapy are more important than ever. Therapy is very important. I've been in that position, man, when I haven't talked and I've let things bottled up, and it is not a good thing. You got to talk to people. And we've had people on our show that have said, listen, we've needed to speak to people. We had an opportunity to, and BetterHelp has been there for a lot of people very close in my life. Because if you don't know, it's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, it is flexible, and it is suited to your schedule. All you have to do is you fill out a brief questionnaire, you get matched with a licensed therapist, and you switch therapists anytime, no additional charge. Never skip therapy day with BetterHelp. You got to visit betterhelp.com/DTE today. You get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/DTE.